you may be the only person there. Or you get there at 7 and maybe they're not bringing the chairs for the program, or they're not bringing the food for the program. So we have an inside joke. As early as 6 a.m. people are standing in front of me, hugging, kissing. Religion, don't fight for Jesus Christ right now, okay? Politics, don't fight for their political party. Hi Yabbies, you're welcome back to my channel. It's me, it is I, Yabbies, a Ghanaian YouTuber. If you're a returning subscriber, I'd like to say thank you, Medas, if you are done so much for subscribing to my channel. If you're a new subscriber, I'd like to say thank you as well and welcome to the family. If you're happy to watch my videos but you have not yet subscribed, I'll encourage you to subscribe, turn on your notification buttons, like and comment if you care to do so. I will really appreciate it. I may have mentioned that I'm a Ghanaian, and so today I'm going to talk to you about 10 things to not do if you plan on returning or visiting Ghana now that the borders have officially been opened. By borders, I mean entries into the country by flight. Land and sea borders continue to remain closed until further notice. So with that said, I'd just like to remind you, don't forget to do your road test maximum 72 hours before you leave your country of origin. By country of origin, I mean the country you're traveling to Ghana from. And also there will be another test when you get to the Kotoka International Airport in Ghana. Also, don't forget to have your nose masks on at all times, and the nose mask should be on the bridge of your nose down to your chin. It should not be under your nose or under your chin. You should have it fully covered at all times. And also, do not forget to practice social distancing. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is do not forget to greet. Greeting is very important. Your good mornings, good afternoons, good evenings, hello, hi, how are you are very important. That should be the first thing you should say to anyone before you initiate a conversation. Even when you want to ask for directions and whatsoever, it's considered polite to greet before you ask. You don't just go barging in on them and saying, I want this, I want that, I want to buy this. No, you have to start by greeting, okay? If you don't greet, sometimes the person may not even mind you. The person may totally ignore you until you greet, and then the person will proceed to listen to whatever you have to say. Number 2 on the list is that do not use your left hand. In our Ghanaian culture, the left hand is considered as unclean for whatsoever reason. But when you're giving something to someone, you're receiving something from someone, you're waving at someone, you're collecting something from someone, you are expected to use your right hand. Maybe you are eating with your right hand and you would have to do something with your left hand, or you're a lefty and you're so much used to using your left hand. It's encouraged for you to say, oh, I'm sorry, like you apologize first before you use your left hand if you have to do so. But totally avoid using your left hand to make gestures you may be used to. It's considered rude in Ghana. So the third thing I will talk about is that do not refer to or do not call elderly people by their first names. You do not relate to elderly people on first name basis, except they give you the go ahead that you can call them by their first name. So you don't just wake up and hey Tony, meanwhile Tony's like 50 years old, or hey Amma, meanwhile Amma is about 60 years old. Unless they tell you can call them or refer to them or relate to them on first name basis, that's fine. But other than that, it's advised or it's expected that you call them by, oh, Auntie Amma, or Auntie Rosie, Auntie Maud, Auntie Debbie, or Uncle Joe. You don't just mention Joe, Alex. No, you have to call them by their first names, or you can do the sirs, madam, mommy, hello mommy, how are you, hello daddy. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are your parents, but it's just a form of respect to them. Number four, you do not stare at people in Ghana. No, please don't stare at anyone when you're in Ghana. Even when you're talking about the person, if you're even talking about the person to someone else, you don't stare at the person. It's considered very rude to stare at people when you're talking. The next point I also like to talk about is don't accept prices as they are. Taxis, in the market, wherever you find yourself that there's some exchange of some sort, make sure you bargain, okay? Make sure you bargain. if somebody prices something at say 10 CDs and you are buying it and you're like, oh, can I give 4 CDs? Don't be shy to go so low. Don't be shy to go so low, because sometimes people can see if you're new in the system or whatever, and they'll just price something differently from you because they're like, okay, maybe this person can. No, please. If it's 10 CDs, don't worry. You can price it at 4 CDs. At most, you end up at like 7 CDs or 6 CDs. So please always bargain, even if it's for a taxi, unless maybe it's for the bolts and taxify, they already have to enter something in the system. But if it's something you are physically there to bargain, please bargain. If you're buying tomatoes in the market, if you're picking a regular taxi, bargain. Do not accept prices as they are. My set point is also the fact that you don't point. No, you don't point. No, please do not do that. It's rude, it's impolite, it's not nice, it's not ladylike, it's not gentlemanly. Okay, you can use your eyes, okay, to do that. Or you can say, oh, at my 12 o'clock or at my 3 o'clock. Like, you use sign languages and other coded languages, but it's very rude to point out things to people and all of that stuff. So please kindly avoid pointing to people if you get to Ghana. And also, even if you have to point, make sure you do not do it with your left hand. The next thing I also like to talk about is the time. We're all guilty of this, but time may not always be managed efficiently in Ghana, okay? You may be told the program will start at 7. You get there at 7. You may be the only person there. Or you get there at 7 and maybe they're not bringing the chairs for the program, or they're not bringing the food for the program. So we have an inside joke, okay? When someone says that, oh, what time? Like, oh, I'll be there at 6 p.m. GMT. And GMT means Ghana man time. It's like an inside joke, okay? So please don't expect things to start exactly on time. We apologize in advance for that, and we are changing, but programs usually do not start on time. I'm just psyching you up before it happens, okay? And sometimes they also don't close on time. Yeah, so kindly bear that in mind if you visit Ghana. The next point I also like to talk about is that kindly stay away from conversations bordering about politics, religion, ethnicity, and tribes. Okay, Ghanaians are very, very, very emotional about these topics. So if you don't have anything nice to say, please don't say it at all, or it will lead to some form of argument whatsoever. Like, people don't joke with these topics. Religion, don't fight for Jesus Christ right now, okay? Politics, don't fight for their political parties right now. Tribal stuff, oh please. So kindly stay away from those stuff if you don't have much knowledge about it. And also, if you don't have anything nice to say, please just do not say it. The next point I also like to talk about is that you don't fold your arms when you're talking to an elderly person, like arrogantly. And also, you don't put your hands on your waist. You don't stand akimbo when you're talking to an elderly person, like someone is talking and you, or you're like, no, you don't do that. And also, you do not talk back at elderly people. If an elderly people is talking to you or lambasting you for something you have done, you just listen to the end and then you talk if you have been given permission to. But you don't talk like I'm talking, and you also, no, you don't do that. It's very rude, and I'm sure this cuts across so many cultures and countries, but it's a very rude, disrespectful thing to do in Ghana. So kindly take note of this if you should visit Ghana. I think this should be the last point, or the 10th point I'm going to talk about, which is PDA, public display of affection. I'll just advise you to just do it indoors or do it minimally. Even if you are married or you're dating, Ghanaians are very, very reserved when it comes to those issues, and that's something I realized and I wasn't comfortable with when I first moved into this country. I remember sitting in the bus, in the trams, as early as 6 a.m. people are standing in front of me, hugging, kissing for long hours, like from the beginning of the journey to the end of the journey, you're kissing throughout. I'm like, what's happening? But now I'm so used to seeing it. But that does not happen in Ghana. Even if you are married, PDA is not expected. Sometimes I see married people with so many kids, and I'm like, how did they get these kids? Because they don't look like they do all of that stuff. Yes, it's because our country is so reserved when it comes to those things. So kindly maintain it to the minimum level. You're going to get stares and all of that, except maybe you don't care. If you're married, fine, but still, it's some way in Ghana. And the bonus point, as always, kindly always remember to say the magic words: please, thank you, sorry, excuse me, and it's going to get you a long way through Ghana. I hope you enjoyed all these tips. I know there have been more than 10 tips, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. Kindly leave comments below if I've left something out, and I'm sure someone will be there to listen, to learn, okay? So please leave comments or additional things you know about Ghana that I have not mentioned. And also, if you like to know more stuff about Ghana, kindly leave your comments and requests in the comment section below. I'm going to have a couple of videos of mine running on the screens just about 9. I hope you subscribe and we grow as a family. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, it is me. It is I, Yabbies on